Hello Yogis, welcome back to the mat. Today's practice is focusing towards getting into full splits. If you do not have full splits in your practice, even then this is a wonderful practice to open up your hamstrings, to open up your quads, to increase your flexibility and strength in your inner thighs and your legs and hips. So we'll be working towards hip mobility, flexibility through our hips, strengthening of our muscles around our hips, legs, and working towards toning our core muscles. And we also have some upper body, so just to balance it out. We will be using blocks to help us get into the full splits, and if you do have two blocks, have both of them handy. And for shoulder flossing in the beginning of the practice, we'll be using our yoga strap. If you do not have a yoga strap, you can use a towel or a tie or something like that. Other than that, you don't need any other props, you'll just need your yoga mat and some space and yourself. Full splits is considered to be an advanced asana, so don't stress too much about looking a particular shape. Just work towards gaining that flexibility and that strength in your hamstrings and quads and around your hips, and that mobility in your hips, and eventually when your practice is consistent, you will be able to get into full splits. And if something seems challenging, then breathe through it. You'll come out on the other side feeling much more stronger, and you might surprise yourself. But if something causes pain, please stop or pause and back off from that asana. You can use a modification, or you can use a prop, or you can just swap the entire asana with something else that suits your body today. Now, always listen to how you're feeling, go with your breath, and go with the way your body feels during your practice. Every day seems to be different, so if you might be able to do something a particular day and the next day your body just doesn't want to move that way, so don't worry too much about that. You will eventually balance it out. Thank you so much for all the love and support that I'm getting on all my previous videos. That's extremely encouraging, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the mat. Bring your yoga strap to the mat, and we'll start with some shoulder flossing. You can do this either standing, or you can come down on your knees and you can do it from there. Either standing or on your knees, make sure that your lower abs are engaged and you have tucked your tailbone. Hold the yoga strap on both ends and keep the strap tight. There should be no slack in your strap. Bring it to the front of your thighs. Inhale here and exhale. Bring the strap up and over your head and all the way behind your back to the back of your thighs. Inhale here, exhale, come all the way back to the front. Inhale here, exhale, all the way up and over your head to the back. Inhale, exhale, back to the front. Two more of these. Every exhale, go up and over your head, and the whole time make sure that the strap is kept tight. You can adjust your hold depending on how tight you feel in your shoulders. Put the strap to one side and come up. If you are on your knees, come up on your feet. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Clasp your fingers and open your palms up towards the sky. Engage your lower abs, tuck your tailbone, and exhale, squat down, keeping your hands in that position. Inhale here, exhale, fold forward with your clasp of your hands still intact. Next breath, come back into your squat and fold forward. Every time you fold forward, bring your weight onto the ball mounts of your feet. Keep the back of your neck long and the shoulders are moving away from your ears. Two more. Last one. Come back into your squat. Bring your palms to your chest and come into your malasana. You can either stay here with the palms at your chest, or you can bring your palms alongside your ears. This is a much stronger variation. Engage your glutes and make sure that your knees are not falling inwards. Stay here and bring your right knee down onto the mat. Open your left toes to the corner of the mat. Stack your hips directly over your right knee. Open your arms out into a T and sink your hips towards your left heel. Come back up, arms back to your chest, tuck your back toes, come back into your malasana and bring your left knee down onto the mat. Open your right toes towards the corner of the mat, arms come out into a T, stack your hips directly on your right knee, sink your hip towards your right heel and come back up. Tuck your back toes, back to your malasana, sink your right knee down, stack your hips directly on your right knee, open your arms out into a T, sink your hips towards your left heel and come back up. And onto the right side through your malasana, stack your hips on your right knee and open your right toes towards the corner of the mat, arms come out into a T, sink your hips towards your right heel, come back up, tuck your back toes and come back into your malasana and hold your malasana for a breath. Use your elbows to push your knee outwards and your knees are pushing your elbows inwards. Engage your core. Keep the back of your neck long and your spine is long. Squeeze your glutes and release from your malasana. Come on all fours. Make sure that your palms are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Inhale here. Exhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Inhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone, shoulder blades are moving away from each other. Come back to neutral spine and as you lift your right leg, bring your forearms down onto the mat. Bring your right toes on the outside of your left hip. Inhale here. Exhale, draw a big rainbow and bring your toes to the outside of your right hip. Bring your knee to come back on all fours and back onto your palm. And one round of cat and cow. Drop your belly, lift your chest. Tuck your tailbone, round your back. Shoulder blades are moving away from each other. Back to neutral spine. As you lift your left leg, come down onto your forearms. Bring your left foot on the outside of your right hip. Exhale, draw a big rainbow and bring your toes to touch on the outside of your left hip. Bring your knee back onto the mat. Come up on your palms. One round of cat and cow. Drop your belly, lift your chest. Round your back, tuck your tailbone. Shoulder blades are moving away from each other. Come back to neutral spine. As you lift your right leg, come down onto your forearms. Bring your right toes on the outside of your left hip. Exhale, draw a big rainbow and toes come to touch on the outside of your right hip. Bring your knee back down onto the mat. Come back on all fours. One round of cat and cow. Come back to neutral spine. As you lift your left leg, come down on your forearms. Bring your left toes on the outside of your right hip. One breath here. Exhale, draw a big rainbow. Toes come to touch on the outside of your left hip. Bring your knee back down onto the mat. Come up on your palms. One round of cat and cow. And this breath, come back down onto your forearms. Lift your right leg up. Right heel is pointing towards the sky. Flex your right foot and every exhale, pulse your leg up. Imagine that you're trying to push something with your heel up towards the ceiling. You should feel this in your glutes and in your right hamstrings. Couple of more here. Bring your right knee back down onto the mat and switch sides. Lift your left leg up, flex your foot and pulse your left leg. Engage your lower abs. You should feel this in your left glutes and your hamstrings. Few more. Bring your left knee back down onto the mat and come back up on all fours. Adjust your stance, lift your hips up, come into your downward facing dog. One breath in your downward dog. Lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Switch sides, left leg up, three-legged dog. Come back to your downward dog. Look towards your palms. Squeeze your elbows and bring your forearms down onto the mat, coming into your dolphin. Adjust your stance here. From your dolphin, lift your right leg up, three-legged dolphin. Work towards bringing your left heel down towards the mat. Switch sides. Left leg up. Work towards bringing your right heel down towards the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs. You should feel it in hamstrings of your standing leg. Come back into your dolphin. Forearm plank. Bring your nose to touch the mat in between your palms. Shift back into your dolphin. Bend your knees. Look towards your palm. Shift your weight onto your palms and come through your full plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Come all the way back. Downward facing dog. One more round of that to warm up our upper body here. Lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Switch sides, left leg up, three-legged dog. Come back to your downward dog. Bring your gaze towards your palms. Squeeze your elbows. Bring your forearms down onto the mat, into your dolphin. Lift your right leg up. Left heel works towards the mat. Switch sides, left leg up. Walk back into your plank. Dip your nose in between your palms. Back to your dolphin. Bend your knees. Look towards your palms. Flow through your plank, through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Coming all the way back, downward facing dog. Look to your palms, bend your knees. You can either step or hop to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Grow tall in your spine. Reach through your crown and fold forward. Sweep your arms all the way up. Come into your Tadasana. Palms come to your chest. Take a breath in your Tadasana. Inhale. Sweep your arms all the way up. Come up on the balls of your feet. Exhale. Bend your knees. Open your chest up towards the sky. Cactus your arms. Next inhale. Come all the way back up and fold forward. Grab hold of your ankle, sit your hips down like you're sitting in a chair. Bring your chest to touch your upper thigh and now fold forward. Come all the way back up, back to your Tadasana. Bring your arms shoulder height, sit into your chair pose. Take a breath here in your chair. Next breath, shift your weight onto your left foot and lift your right foot off the mat, coming into a one-legged chair. Bring your right ankle to rest on your left thigh and sink down deeper. Come back through your chair and slowly shift your leg back, coming into your crescent lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs and square your hips towards the front edge of the mat. Bring your palms on the inside of your left foot, transitioning into your lizard. You can stay here up on your palms, or you can come down on your forearms for a deeper stretch in your lizard. One breath, back of your neck is long. Start rolling to the knife edge side of your left foot, opening your knee outwards and roll back. We'll do that a couple of more times, opening up our left hip. Roll onto your knife edge side of your feet and roll back in. 3 more, roll back, roll out to the knife edge side of your left foot, roll back in. The whole time your extended leg is strong and your shoulders are moving away from your ears. Back to your lizard lunge. Come back up onto your palms. Bring your back knee down onto the mat. Shift your hips back. Extend your left leg. Flex your left foot, coming into this variation of half splits. Every exhale, hinge from your hips and try to bring your chest closer to your left leg. Grow tall in your torso. Reach through the crown of your head. Come back. Sink your hips down, coming into your low lunge, and frame your front foot. Bring your hands alongside your ears. Open your chest up towards the sky, cactusing your arms. Either stay here or extend your hands, taking a mini back bend. One breath. Shift your hips back, extend your left leg, flex your left foot, come into your half splits. Grow tall in your torso, reach through the crown of your head and hinge from your hips. Come back through low lunge, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee off the mat, squeeze your inner thighs, square your hips to the front of the mat. Bring your palms to your chest, shift your weight forward, bring your right knee into your chest, cross your right leg over your left, binding it either once or twice. Open your arms out into a T. Bring your right palm underneath your left, bind it either once or twice, coming into an eagle. Keep sinking your hips down, squeezing your inner thighs. Release your eagle. Come back into your Tadasana. Next breath, bring your hands shoulder height. Sink your hips down, coming into a chair. One breath here. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Lift your left leg off the mat. Bring your left ankle to rest on the right thigh. Sink your hips down, coming into a figure 4. One breath. Come back, flow through your one-legged chair. Bring your back foot down onto the mat. Arms come alongside your ears. Squeeze your inner thighs. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Crescent lunge. Bring both your palms on the inside of your right feet, coming into a lizard. Either stay here or bring your forearms down onto the mat. If your knee opens outwards, make sure that your toes are tracking with your knee. Extend through the crown of your head, back of your neck is long. Every breath, roll onto the knife edge side of your right foot and roll back in. 4 more of that. Roll out to the knife edge side, roll back in, opening your hips. Only go as far as it's comfortable for you. It should not cause any pain. Your extended leg is strong. Come back in. Come back to your palms. If you're on your forearms, bring your back knee down onto the mat. Shift your hips back. Flex your right foot, coming into this half split variation. Shoulders are moving away from your ears. Reach through the crown of your head. Hinge from your hips. Frame your front foot. Sink your hips down. Bring your arms alongside your ears. Open your chest up towards the sky. Cactus your arms. Either stay here or Extend both your hands for a deeper back bend. Shift your weight back, hinge from your hips, straighten your right leg, right foot is flexed, half splits. Flow through your crescent lunge. Step up, bring your left knee into your chest, cross your left foot around your right, binding it either once or twice, sink into your hips and open up your hands out into a T. Bring your left arm underneath your right, binding it either once or twice. Coming into your eagle. Open your arms out into a T, come back to Tadasana. Take a breath. From your Tadasana, engage your lower abs, tuck your tailbone, bend your right knee, grab hold on the inside of your right foot with your right hand. Bring your left hand alongside your ears. Stay here taking a quad stretch, or start kicking your right foot into your hand. Hinge from your hips, opening your chest, taking a dancer's. Try squaring your hips and your chest down to the mat. Slowly release and take your dancer's on the other side. Bend your left leg, grab hold of your left foot on the inside with your left hand. Right hand comes alongside your ears. Engage your core. Start kicking your foot into your hand. Hinge from your hips. Release your dances. Come back into your Tadasana. Next breath, step your right leg back, coming into your crescent lunge. Bring your right knee down onto the mat and spin your right shin so it comes parallel to the short edge of the mat. Adjust your stance so your hips are opening towards the long edge side of the mat. Bring your left arm to rest on your left thigh. Right hand comes alongside your ears, coming into this side angle variation. You can either stay here, opening your hips to the longest side of the mat, or if you have the flexibility, bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg. Keep the back of your neck long. Your top shoulder is rotating up towards the sky. You should feel a nice opening in your inner thighs. Bring your right hand onto the mat. Transition into your lizard. From here, sweep your left hand towards the back edge of the mat. Sink your right hip down to the mat, coming into your side plank variation. You should feel a nice opening in your right side body. Back into your lizard. Bring your knee into your chest. Left foot comes on the outside of your right hand. Flex your left foot. Extend your right hand alongside your ears and open your chest up towards the sky fallen triangle. Try to bring your hips to face the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Release both your sit bones down onto the mat. From here, bend your right knee. Right heel comes behind your right knee and it's in a 90-degree angle. So your knee is in straight line with your hips and your ankle is in straight line with your knee. Face your chest towards your extended left leg. Flex your left foot. Either stay here or bring your palms to the back of your head and grow tall in your torso. Hinge from your hips. Bring your chest towards your left knee. Come back up. We'll take 4 more of those. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Keep your left foot flexed and keep your chest square towards your extended leg. Come back up, 2 more. You should feel a beautiful opening in your left hamstring. One last time. Come back up, extend your right leg back, bring your right knee to the inside of your, bend your right knee to the inside, the opposite direction to what you did just now. Right hand comes behind your torso, extend your left hand up and along your ears and lift your sit bones off the mat. And open your chest and hips towards the sky. Come all the way back. Sweep your left foot around. Left shin stacks right on top of your right shin, coming into a fire log. Both your sit bones are down on the mat. Lengthen your torso. Either stay here or walk your palms on the mat and fold forward. You can bring your forearms down on the mat here. Keep hinging from your hips and make sure that both your sit bones are down on the mat. Feel a nice stretch in your left hip. Come all the way back up and step back into your plank pose and lift your hips coming into your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Bring your left knee into your chest and place your left foot in between your palms. Adjust your stance. Make sure that both your feet are on parallel tracks and halfway lift. Square your hips and your chest down towards the mat. Pull up on your kneecaps on both your legs and hinge from your hips. Fold forward into your pyramid. Keep squeezing your inner thighs and keep bringing your right hip forward, left hip back. Halfway lift, bring your right palm directly underneath your right shoulder and open up into your twist in your pyramid. Shift your weight slightly forward, lift your back leg off the mat, coming into your twisted half moon. You can have your gaze down towards your palm or have it up towards your left hand or keep it neutral. Keep squeezing your inner thighs. Bring your back foot down onto the mat. Come back into your crescent lunge and step up into your Tadasana. We'll take that flow on the other side. Step your left foot back, coming into your crescent lunge. Bring your left knee down onto the mat and bring your left shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. Open your hip towards the long edge of the mat. You should feel a nice opening already here in your inner thighs. You can bring your right hand to rest on your right thigh. Left hand extends up and over your ears. Either stay here, keep pushing your hip forward, don't sink into your hips. Grow tall on your left side. Either stay here or if you have the flexibility, you can bring your right hand to the inside of your right thigh. One breath. Bring your left hand down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes. Come into your lizard. Come onto the knife edge side of your back foot. Sink your left hip down onto the mat. Taking a side plank variation. Stretching and opening your left side of the body. Back to your lizard. Right knee comes into your chest. Bring your right foot on the outside of your left hand. Flex your right foot. Back foot comes down onto the mat. Extend your right hand alongside your ears. Open your chest up towards the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Fall in triangle. Bring both your sit bones down onto the mat. Bend your left leg. Your left heel is pointing towards the back of the mat. Your knee is in line with your hips and your left ankle is in line with your left knee. Square your hips towards your extended leg. Flex your right foot. Either stay here or bring your palms to the back of your head. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Fold forward towards your extended leg. Come back up. Every exhale, hinge and fold forward. Come back up. 3 more. You should feel a nice opening in your right hamstring. Come back up. 1 more. Come back up. Fold your left leg the other opposite way. Bring your left hand behind your torso. Lift your sit bones off the mat and open your chest up towards the sky. Come back down onto the mat. Sweep your right leg around. Stack your right shin over your left. Bring your sit bone down on the mat. Lengthen your torso. Either stay here in your fire log. Both your feet are flexed, or you can hinge from your hips. Walk your hands forward and fold forward in your fire log pose. Keep reaching through the crown of your head. Shoulders are moving away from your ears and the back of your neck is long. Come all the way back up. Step back into your plank pose. Bring your forearms down onto the mat, coming into your forearm plank. Walk your feet closer to your hands, dolphin. Lift your right leg up, 3-legged dolphin. Work your left heel down towards the mat. Switch sides, left leg up, 3-legged dolphin. Walk back into your plank pose. Dip your nose in between your palms. Hold your forearm plank for a breath. Come back into your dolphin. Bend your knees, look towards your palms, shift into your full plank and flow through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Come all the way back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look to your palms, hop or walk to the front of the mat. Halfway lift and fold forward. Sweep your arms all the way back up. Come back into your Tadasana. From your Tadasana, bring your right knee into your chest, grow tall in your torso and shift your weight, hinge forward and transition into your warrior 3. Reach through the crown of your head. Place your back foot down on the mat. Come back into your crescent lunge. Square your hips to the front edge of the mat. Bring your back knee down onto the mat and shift your hips back, straighten your left leg. Flex your left foot, half splits. 1 breath in your half splits. Back of your neck is long. Shift your weight forward. Sink your hips down. Open your chest up towards the sky. You can extend your hands or keep your hands in your cactus. 1 breath in your mini back bend. Shift your weight back again, coming through your half splits. 1 breath. Come back into your low lunge. Lift your back knee off the mat, coming into your crescent. Bring your palms to rest on your hips. Adjust your stance. Make sure that both your feet are on parallel tracks. Engage your core. Hinge from your hips and fold forward into your pyramid. Halfway lift. Come all the way back up into your crescent lunge and come back into your Tadasana. Let's do that flow on the other side. Lift your left leg up. Bring your left knee into your chest. Transition, fold forward, hinge from your hips, transitioning into your warrior 3. Engage your core. Place your left foot back, crescent lunge. Open your chest, square your chest to the front edge of the mat. Bring your back knee down onto the mat. Shift your hips back, straighten your right leg, flex your right foot, hinge from your hips, fold forward into your half splits. Shoulders are moving away from your ears. Shift your weight back forward, sink your hips down, arms come alongside your ears, open your chest up towards the sky. You can straighten your arms here in your back bend. Flow through your half splits again. You can have your back toes tucked or the top of your feet down onto the mat. Come back into your low lunge. Arms come alongside your ears. Tuck your back toes. Lift up your back knee. Bring your palms to rest on your hips. Adjust your stance. Hinge forward and transition into your pyramid. Pull up on your kneecaps on both your legs. Come all the way back up into your crescent lunge. Bring your palms to your chest. Come back into your Tadasana. Take a deep breath here in your Tadasana. Bring your right knee back into your chest. Hinge from your hips, warrior 3. Bring your back foot down onto the mat and bring both your palms on the inside of your left foot. Coming into your lizard lunge. You can either stay here or come down on your palms, or if you want to deepen your lizard lunge and want to get a deeper opening in your hips, use a block. Bring your left foot on top of your block. Come into your lizard lunge here. Either stay here or come down onto your forearms. If your knee opens up outwards, make sure that your toes are tracking with your knee. Back foot is active, back leg is active. Engage your core. Come back up onto your palms. If you are down on your forearms, remove the block from underneath your left foot. Extend your left leg, extend your left leg, flex your left foot, fold forward into your half splits. Either stay here or try playing with coming all the way into your full splits. You can use both your blocks on either side of your hips, or you can use one block underneath your left hamstring. We'll stay here in your full splits for a couple of breaths. Be mindful about squaring your hips to the front of the mat and squeezing your inner thighs. Breathe through that deep, deep, deep stretch. Pull your navel up and in. Engage your core. Don't sink into your hips. Couple of breaths more. Slowly come out from your full splits. Move your block away. And let's switch sides on our lizard. Bring your right leg forward. Both your palms are on the inside of your right foot. Either lift your back knee off the mat, flex your back foot. Either stay here in your lizard, or you can bring both your forearms down on the mat. Or if you did put a block underneath your foot on the other side, bring a block underneath your right foot here and take Take any variation that you took on the other side, either staying up on your palms or bringing your forearms down on the mat. Don't shrug your shoulders into your ears. Release from your lizard. Remove the block from underneath your right foot. Adjust your stance. Extend your right leg. Flex your right foot. Fold into your half splits. Either continue to stay in your half splits or extend your legs out, transitioning into your full splits. And if you are coming down into your full splits, you can use your block, one block underneath your right hamstrings, or you can use both your blocks on either side of your hips for your hands. Either way, make sure that your hips are squaring to the front edge of the mat and you are not sinking your weight down into your hips. Pull your navel up and in, engage your core. Shoulders are moving away from your ears. Relax your face. Couple of more breaths in your splits. Release and come out of your full splits on this side. You can take a butterfly here, or you can go through another round of full splits on both sides, or you can take a round of half splits on both sides. If you are taking a full splits, extend your left leg forward, right leg back. Use your block wherever it suits your flexibility today, or if you don't need a block and can come all the way down, that's amazing. I can do that only a few sometimes, like a fluke. Make sure that your back knee is facing down and your front knee is facing up. Stay here, or if you want a deeper stretch in your hamstring, you can slowly walk your palms forward and fold forward in your splits. Come back up, release your splits and switch sides. Bring your right leg forward, left leg back. Go through all your pointers. Your hips and chest should be squaring towards the front edge of the mat. Back knee is facing down, left knee or front knee is facing up. Pull your navel up and in. Squeeze your inner thighs. Either stay here or walk your hands and fold forward in your splits. Come all the way back up if you are folding forward and release from your splits. Remove your block and bring it to one side. Come all the way down onto the mat, and we'll end our practice in a back bend and a plow pose. You can take any variation of wheel today. If you want to just come up in your bridge and stay there, that's completely fine. Or if you want to skip your back bend entirely, feel free to do that. I just like to end my practices with a back bend and a heart opener. Bring your heels directly underneath your knee and the weight is on your heel. Engage your core, tuck your tailbone and lift your hips up, coming into your bridge. Either stay here or bring your palms on the outside of your ears. Take a breath here and Exhale, push up into your full wheel. Slowly release, come back down onto the mat. Windshield wiper your knees. Hug your knee into your chest. Roll from side to side, release your back. From here, use your palms to support your lower back and lift your hips up, stacking them directly over your shoulders. Point your toes, coming into your shoulder stand. Make sure that you are not putting your weight on the neck. Bend your knees, bring your knees to touch your forehead and extend your leg. Toes come to touch up and over your head. Adjust your stance if you need to. Keep working towards stacking your hips directly over your shoulders and working your knees away from your face and straightening your legs. Roll your back down onto the mat. Bring your foot down onto the mat, and we'll let our practice here in shavasana. You can have your legs extended or you can just stay here. Close your eyes. Come back to your normal breath. Please take this time for yourself to stay in your shavasana for at least a minute if possible, if not more, just to consolidate your practice. I hope you enjoyed that practice and enjoy the flow, working through flexibility, and you might have surprised yourself, and if so, that's amazing. And if you're working towards coming into a full splits, that's a fun practice to do on a consistent basis. Give me a like, share this video and subscribe to my channel. I upload a new video every week and I greatly appreciate your support. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.